According to the Constitution, the future of Iran in the event of a leadership vacuum has been carefully considered, and soon a provisional leadership council will be established. According to Article 111 of the Constitution, in principle, it addresses the situation where society finds itself without leadership, without a leader for whatever reason. It has been considered that temporarily the president, the head of the judiciary, and one of the jurists of the Guardian Council selected by the Expediency Discernment Council will temporarily assume the duties of leadership in the country until the next leader is chosen.
Iran has moved swiftly to stabilize its leadership structure following the killing of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei in U.S.-Israeli strikes. State media report that cleric Ali Reza Arafi has been appointed as the jurist member of a temporary leadership council, an interim body tasked with carrying out the Supreme Leader's duties until a successor is chosen. According to the ISNA news agency, Arafi joins President Masoud Pezeshkian and Chief Justice Gholam Hossein Mohseni Ejei on the council. The Assembly of Experts will ultimately select Iran's next supreme leader. Ali Reza Arafi was widely viewed as one of the key frontrunners in the race to succeed Ali Khamenei. The 67-year-old cleric is considered a seasoned religious figure and a close associate of the late Supreme Leader. He currently serves as deputy chairman of the Assembly of Experts, the powerful body responsible for appointing Iran's Supreme Leader. Arafi has also served on the influential Guardian Council, which vets election candidates and reviews legislation passed by Parliament. He heads Iran's vast seminary system, underscoring his deep roots in the country's religious establishment. However, despite his strong clerical credentials, Arafi is not widely regarded as a dominant political heavyweight and is not known to have particularly strong ties to Iran's security establishment. The post of supreme leader in Iran's theocratic system carries immense and far-reaching authority. The Supreme Leader has the final say over all matters of state, political, military, and judicial. He serves as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and wields direct influence over the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a paramilitary force designated a terrorist organization by the United States and European Union. Under Khamenei, the Revolutionary Guard expanded its power significantly. It also leads what is known as the Axis of Resistance, a network of allied militant groups across West Asia that position themselves against the United States and Israel while maintaining extensive economic and military influence inside Iran. In the history of the Islamic Republic, there have been only two supreme leaders: Ali Khamenei, who led the country from 1989 until his death, and before him, Grand Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Khomeini was the figurehead of Iran's 1979 Islamic Revolution and guided the country through its brutal 8-year war with Iraq. He too died at the age of 86.
This incident is profoundly tragic, and the passing of such a truly eminent and revered personality. It has deeply wounded all our hearts and left the entire nation in profound shock and sorrow. But what the Imam, may God's mercy be upon him, wisely stated, that these sacred martyrdoms will only make our people more steadfast, resilient, and determined, that is indeed profoundly true. The Americans must clearly understand this. They have brutally stabbed the very heart of the proud Iranian nation. Consequently, their hearts will be deeply wounded, and therefore the conduct of our armed forces, starting from this very day, will be considerably more resolute and powerful than it was on the preceding day. According to the Constitution, the future of Iran in the event of a leadership vacuum has been carefully considered, and soon a provisional leadership council will be established. According to Article 111 of the Constitution, in principle, it addresses the situation where society finds itself without leadership, without a leader for whatever reason. It has been considered that temporarily the president, the head of the judiciary, and one of the jurists of the Guardian Council selected by the Expediency Discernment Council will temporarily assume the duties of leadership in the country until the next leader is chosen. In my opinion, they have taken a wrong path. The actions they have taken, employing such oppressive methods against the leadership of Iran, have so infuriated the people that they will never achieve their desired objectives. Do not doubt that the nation's solidarity will grow and the Iranian people will not permit separatism. We had said this before, and we had told the regional countries as well. We have no intention of attacking you. But when your nation's military bases are actively being used against us, and America, with all the military forces and equipment it has deployed and gathered in the region, is conducting operations against us, should America launch any operations this time, we will undoubtedly strike all its military bases and facilities located throughout the entire region. These particular bases are not their own sovereign land. They are, in fact, unequivocally American territory. Israel is clearly pursuing the dismemberment of Iran.
Why? It's simply because the nation of Israel is a very small country.
It doesn't have many resources, nor a large population. It has no roots in this region, nor a hegemonic ideology. All the countries surrounding it are Islamic, and they are against it. Even if some of its governments, its nations truly despise it, it doesn't hold a hegemonic ambition. So what exactly should it do when it observes a significant nation like Iran, a country possessing a rich ancient history and a highly civilized populace? It has no alternative but to dismember this great country to establish its own dominance over the entire region. Therefore, plunder and separatism is the ideology that is currently being pursued. Let those factions who are contemplating Iran's disintegration know that we will not show any leniency on this matter, and the armed forces and the nation are standing firm for Iran's unity. And let them not imagine that as a mere breeze blew, allowing them to dismember part of Iran. Our armed forces are completely in control of this matter, and our response to them will be exactly as it was yesterday. The armed forces today are firmly resolved not to cease their efforts until Iran achieves its full and complete independence. They will absolutely not allow the enemy to ever repeat this cunning deception again. It must be definitively established once and for all that the Americans cannot impose their will upon the proud Iranian nation. They need to stop ignoring this.
Iran unleashed missile and drone fury all across the Middle East in retaliation to Israeli-U.S. attack on the country. The Iran military has been targeting U.S. military installations and allied nations since yesterday, and the intensity is only surging. Some of the missiles and drones managed to inflict damage to U.S. bases and to civilian infrastructure in the Gulf states. Questions are now being raised at the effectiveness of U.S.-made defense shield, the Patriots. The multi-billion-dollar air defense system has been unable to ward off Iranian assault, at least partially. The most chilling attack came in Bahrain, the HQ of U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet and CENTCOM office. It highlighted gaps in air defenses,
sending shockwaves in Washington and its allies in the region. BBC reported that over the past few weeks, the U.S. is reported to have flown out additional air defense systems to the region, including sophisticated THAAD and Patriot systems, which can shoot down ballistic missiles. The U.S. Navy has also deployed around a dozen Arleigh Burke-class destroyers to the Gulf and the eastern Mediterranean. These air defense destroyers can also shoot down drones and ballistic missiles. But the significant capabilities are unlikely to be enough to prevent Iran from successfully striking some targets. Despite advanced protection, a low-cost Iranian Shahed drone breached Patriot air defenses and hit American military installation at Bahrain International Airport. The reliability of the Patriot system has long been in serious question. Even Iran's attack on June 23, 2025, at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar proved its capability to strike a U.S. base in the region. The U.S. military, though, intercepted all the missiles, but according to Military Watch magazine, the Iranian missiles destroyed radome housing the Modernization Enterprise Communications Suite at Al Udeid Air Base. Also, during the 12-day war between Iran and Israel in June last year, the U.S. armed forces confirmed to have fallen to just 25% of the volume deemed necessary by the Pentagon. Reports said it is unlikely the U.S. has sufficient numbers of Patriots to protect all its military bases and interests it has in the Middle East. Iran still probably had an arsenal of around 2,000 short-range of ballistic missiles. It has many more one-way attack drones. Tom Sharp, a former Royal Navy commander, said, "If the Iranians unleash everything, go hard and fast, if the regime feels threatened, then eventually the U.S. will run out of THAAD and Patriot interceptors." Sharp also said that Iran's drones and missile capabilities are massively dispersed. The intensified Iranian attacks are exposing the limits of even the most sophisticated air defense systems of the United States. The U.S. has poured billions into missile defense, but the battlefield is revealing a different picture. Low-cost drones, mass-produced missiles, and saturation attacks are challenging systems once seen as nearly impenetrable. Iran continues to demonstrate its reach. A dangerous question now hangs that if Patriot systems cannot stop the missiles, what can?